All right, so we started the YouTube live as well. Just called it live day trading. It's very simple. So we got the YouTube live and the TikTok going at the same time. Oops. And then we got some charts here that we're currently looking at. Just making sure and ensuring that the live is working correctly. It seems like it's working correctly. Perfect. All right, so got a little trade on XRP here with a nice little entry. Stop loss above the resistance there. Seeing the price, very, very limited amount of buy pressure. Although we don't see a lot of sell pressure, the price did break our recent little support there. Even if we do test as a nice new level of resistance, that is not a problem. It's definitely looking pretty good. We got a candle closure on the 5 minute below the zone. It's a pretty significant zone of the chart. Really, really testing this zone as a nice new level of resistance after it held as a support within the market structure right there. Looking for simple 2, 3, 4 risk rewards. Nothing crazy. Very, very simple strategy here that we're using. Kind of to test that potential double bottom play, and then we're not going to get greedy beyond that because a 2, 3, 4, especially 4 risk reward is very, very great to see. Don't want to push your boundaries too much there. So we'll see how that goes. Link's not looking too bad. Like I said, we're seeing the volume, seeing more sell volume than buy volume. That's good to see. The 15-minute chart almost closing. We got 30 more seconds. We're going to get a decent amount of transactions coming in because we have the 15-minute and the 5-minute all closing all together. And then we also are going to see in 15 minutes the 1 hour close, which is a pretty significant zone. And then we see 17 more seconds are until the close of the 5-minute. We see the sellers driving the price down, trying to push it below our level of support there. Good to see for our short. All right, so we got a candle closure on the 5-minute right at the zone. We'll see what the next candle brings for our trade. Really still not up a lot right now, but we'll see what the market gives us. Probably when it closes below this one, we're definitely going to look to move the stop loss to break even this guy right here because the price could still bounce around this zone here and then still go down. I don't want to move my stop loss too quickly to my break even, but this is the zone that I'm looking at. Let's just make it maybe green. Can't really tell too much, but hopefully it's a little bit more noticeable. So if it breaks the 23,115-ish area, then I'll be looking to move my stop loss to around break even. And then once it hits my TP1 potential of risk reward of 2 to 1, then I'll move my stop loss completely to break even, maybe even a little bit down, kind of a little bit above the lower high, I should say. And then that next impulse move, I'm really wanting to see the price drive down towards the 3 or 4 risk rewards. So that's the plan. Already seeing an entry on here, so I might wait it out here. If we do get a break, because oops, that's not the one I'm looking for. You know, if we do get a break at this zone, because I want to just get this a little bit cleaner on a chart here. So I think I'm all right with that. So if we got a break, pretty significant zone. We got to pull back within this area right here, kind of testing this low. That would be a really good entry. And then stop loss just below here. We'll see. Market momentum is still down, so we're still looking for shorts in the market. XRP is just chilling. That's not a problem. Definitely a little bit more bearish volume here coming in, which is really good to see. Link would have been a good one to enter if we got that up here, but we're still looking if we do get a pullback a little bit higher up on the 5-minute. And then that's about it for entries here. We don't want to overexpose ourselves. And I'm going to take a quick piss, and then I will be right back with the analysis going over the crypto market, live trading with you guys. So I'll be right back. See you shortly. Actually, I'm just going to put this to XRP. That's the current trade that we're in. So I'll be back shortly. All right. Definitely seeing a little bit more sell pressure coming in the market here. Let's talk about that. I'm just gonna put this back in its original spot. So looking at XRP here, in the profit a little bit, really nothing much to talk about, 1.2%. We're kind of looking for the 2.3, 2.4 for the first one. Second one's 3.6, and then the last one's maybe 4.5. Somewhere around there. So we still got a little bit here. We're going to hold it off and then see that price hopefully push down further, driving the price lower and lower. I think it's almost time to reduce that stop loss almost to break even, but we will see. All right, just looking at some comments here. What's the difference between Zcash and Bitcoin? Yeah, quite a bit. I can't give you exact specifics. I'm not the person to ask for different projects. I'm mainly in the trading side of things, and we have other team members that are more dedicated to the projects and the technical side. So, definitely getting a little bit more sell pressure. Who owns Grayscale? I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. What caused the price to fall from 10.5? 10.5. So basically you're saying at the very top, well, there was an imbalance between the buyers and sellers, and there were more sellers, and the confidence was starting to diminish from the buyers, basically. Simple supply and demand. I can't really tell you more than that. GPS, do you pair altcoins with USDT or BTC when you trade? So I trade off pairs with US Tether, so USDT. So all the pairs that I trade, like right now on the 5-minute chart, I have XRP that I'm currently in trading paired with US Tether, so USDT, and then Link is the same, Link paired with USDT, BNB paired with USDT, and then Ethereum paired with USDT as well. So that is that. Not looking bad. Definitely seeing a little bit of sell pressure coming into the market here. Seeing on the 3-minute, definitely seeing a little bit more come in. And let's just open this guy up here. $1.35. Okay. Well, let's see how far this goes. And we're also live on YouTube. And we're just chilling. Seeing this, ensuring that we are able to try to move that stop loss up to break even. But yeah, it's not looking bad. It's not looking bad at all. So let's just look at the questions here. So JP, if someone wants to buy and hold, what coins will you recommend other than BTC and Ethereum? So that is for the Performante Premium members to see. Obviously, we can't give away everything. There are specific coins that our team believes have high value and high possible opportunity that the price of the asset will appreciate significantly in the near future. But that is all within the cryptocurrency investing guide, which I did not write. I helped with some of it, but yeah, basically each person kind of facilitates a certain role in some sense in terms of the knowledge. And just like any educator, just like any kind of degree that you'd be getting, obviously you wouldn't just go to one single person to get your degree in whatever you're doing. You'd go to different educators, different teachers to give different views of whatever you're learning, as well as different expertise that each teacher has, and that's kind of what we're up to. So mine's definitely trading, price action, understanding the tape, basically reading how price reacts and the volume within it. So That's kind of my role and my job within the team, and I love my job. So that is hopefully how to get a hold of that guide. Yeah, you become a Performante Premium member. If you go to the Discord, you see within our Discord there are videos, and then there's something called PDF library. Within the PDF library is our book that we made that has both our trading guide and investing guide. So it's going to give you information on exactly really everything that we're looking at in terms of an investment within the cryptocurrency space, and also everything regarding trading, how we trade, what we use to trade, how we find opportunities, all that good stuff. And then we also have a bunch of different tools that we use, like Excel sheets and homework and all this other stuff to allow us to try to streamline the learning process. So hopefully that answers your question. All right. So we got the 5-minute candle to close. Next 5-minute candle is coming. So we definitely see some more sell pressure within the market. Definitely some pairs that are dumping a little bit more than others. Binance Coin is really seeing a lot of sell pressure coming to the market, almost coming all the way back to the lows. That's ideally what we're wanting to see for XRP. That means our risk reward would be like 3 or 4. If we hit all the way down here, that would be great. Link rejected very significantly off that zone. We see TRX pushing down quite a bit. BTC is pushing down quite a bit. Definitely seeing some sell pressure. That's good to see for the... Oh, wow. Tesla looks super bearish in my opinion. Wow. I don't know why. Just like the ascending trend line, broken, retested. Not seeing a lot of buy volume. Rejected. Seeing a lot of sell pressure coming in terms of these candle closures. I would not be happy purchasing Tesla right now. But, yeah, who knows? We'll see how that goes. I don't have any exposure in Tesla, so I'm not too worried. So we're definitely seeing a little bit of a pullback from the buyers, but that's not a worry. We have to remain patient because the market does look like it could still push to the downside. This is a level of support we knew was going to be there. Oops, we don't need that. So this is that current level of support right here. So not so bad. And then Link did push further up, but then if we do get that pullback there, that's still an option for us to enter. But as of right now, I think I'm just going to wait until we get a break in the support right here with the current candle, and then hopefully get kind of further down into the 2.4 range in percentages, and then hopefully by the lows of like 4%, that would be really good to see. So we'll stay patient. We do want to manage our risk. We do want to reduce our risk very shortly here. Yeah, maybe even like a little bit lower here, just above this zone, because now we're a few zones definitely above the area. So now we're going to reduce our risk here by going to XRP. All right. So where do we want to put the stop loss? Well, let's just put it just like so. So we're not reducing our risk to a point where we're completely taking the trade out for a possible potential pullback and a move to the downside. But we still don't really need the price to be all the way up here because we made a significant push to the downside with increasing sell volume. And the price is now testing these lows. You know, the last thing I'd want is to get moved up when I'm already up basically a risk reward of almost 1, and then get stopped out for a full risk stop out. So I do want to reduce my risk here. I think I'm going to put my stop loss right here. Even a little bit lower, honestly. Kind of like here. I think 0.3% is pretty good for now. Okay, so that's where I'm going to put it. Seeing a decent amount of sell pressure come into the market. We got under 15 minutes until a 15-minute, or 1 minute, sorry, until a 15-minute candle closes. And then let's get this in right here. Stop of 1, and let's just see. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so we reduced our risk significantly. So now we have a risk of 0.3. And that's just so there's a little bit of room in case there's a little bit of a wick up, but we do think that the price is going to still continue to go to the downside. We want to hold. We want to continue trying to let the momentum keep it from continuing down until we're able to get to kind of the double bottom range, where we'll have probably some level of a reaction because we saw lots of wicks and lots of volume last time around that area. So we just want to get a quick move from top of the range to kind of the lower half of the range, hopefully grabbing a 2, 3, maybe 3, 4 risk reward in the lower half, maybe around there would be ideal. So we'll see how the next few hours go here. Definitely looks like we're seeing a little bit more sell volume, which is obviously great to see. But not much to do at this point. Hello, JOS man, Josh man, or Josh man, I think. Hi. There's so many gaps. Tesla going back down to 200. Wow, that's a pretty big bold move. How do you get hold of that guide? Yep. Is there a cost to this, or is it just a free Discord and a cost to this? Take my money. Yeah. So it's a cost of $30 for the first month. For our everything that we provide. It's $30 for the first month, and then it's going to be $60 every month after. But then we do also have packages or bundles. So if you're purchasing more than 1 month, obviously it's a reduced price. And then there's over 26 videos, over on average 40 minutes long, giving you really everything. The breakdown of how we trade in the markets, how to make money in the markets, all the stuff that you need to actually get started and then improve and get better and grow as a trader. And then, like always, we do daily crypto market and BTC market updates. So we give you daily updates of many things on different alts, like in terms of potential opportunities. You can see on smaller time frames, major zones of supply and demand, all that stuff. Lots of information, and then you could send any single question here, and it'll be answered the day of. Trade reviews, if you took a trade and if you want a review of it, let us know, and then we'll be able to get it in here. Bunch of information, and we also provide daily TikTok and YouTube lives like this one today. So go to our website if you're interested, performante.ca. Go to our Instagram. You can just, if you browse through our social media channels, you'll be able to find the website there. So, and then you can either go in the Discord and then message Keith, that's me, or Nathan, and that is another team member as well. So XRP looking pretty darn good. We're getting a push to the downside here. This is our risk reward of 2, risk reward of 3, risk reward of 4. We're looking for potential 3 to 4 risk reward ideally. So that is what we're going to be looking at here. So 26. Just making sure we kind of have it ready, set up in case there is a quick dump. We're ready, on board. We know how much we're going to buy back. We know how much we're looking to buy back in terms of value and coins and all that stuff. So basically that is ready to go. How do I buy this guide yet? So there you go. Tesla going back down to 200. Yeah, we can take a quick look. Let's just move this over here. 200, that's a bold statement, my friend. Bold statement indeed. So this is Tesla. Let's just look at the 4-hour chart because, we made, I think you can still see it, hopefully. So we made a strong move to the upside, obviously. The major resistance we're looking at for the 4-hour time frame is $930. $930 is the resistance that the price is currently holding. And then, the last range for our consolidation, I would say, is $700. If it goes below that, say buy, in my opinion. because that's like the range we're working with, right? So if we take out these and if we see the price, there's a range right here that the price could hold. And if the price is going to hold this zone, that's great if it's able to hold this $700 support. But if it can't, it's going to start going to the downside, because if it's not in consolidation and if it's not in a bull market, well, there's only one option left for the price to be going, and that is in a bearish market. So we'll see how it goes, but not looking the absolute best for Tesla, but we'll see. If it breaks 940, I'm pretty bullish, even with where it is right now. Obviously, it's super overextended, but yeah, we'll see how the market reacts in a couple days here. Seeing some buy pressure coming back into the market here for XRP, as well as kind of throughout the market. I think what we might do is reduce our risk. So we got a candle closure, 5-minute candle closure, and that was also a 1 hour. Oh, the previous one was the 1 hour. So that was the, so that previous one candle right here was the 1 hour candle closure, and it was just the 1 hour. Yeah, exactly. But now we started a new hour candle. Got 54 minutes on that, 9 minutes on the 15-minute. Seeing not a lot of demand, lots of supply. Good to see, except there is definitely increasing volume there. So we'll see how the market goes. We've basically reduced our risks. So I'm basically, what I'm going to do at this point is completely mitigate my risks. So now I have zero risk on the table in case the price does want to come back. So let's get this right here. And I'm going to put it just like so. And then put a stop limit order. And then just move this a little bit further down. Five. And okay. So we got that. We got the amount that we're looking for. All right, sweet. So we're good to go. We have now fully reduced our risk, and I'm just going to leave this up here because that's where it initially was, around there, and we've fully reduced our risk. Now we have zero exposure to a downside potential. We've already locked in profits on this trade. No matter what, we are going to make money. Kind of the reason why I'm moving up to stop loss or a little bit below entries, because we're seeing a lot of buy volume come into the market here. A significant amount of buy volume coming into the market. And the last thing I want on this is to see a trade that I'm making money on. Not a lot, right? But at one point I was at 2%. And I don't want that to become a loser. So that's why I am just patiently waiting until the price is able to push down further. Or hit my stop loss zone. So all the way down to 100, high. So, all right. So, what crypto is this you're trading? So this is XRP that I'm currently trading. I have no risk on the table at the moment because I put my stop loss to just below break even. Momentum is still to the downside on the 15-minute and hour charts, so I'm still looking for shorts. Definitely getting some pullback where there's buyers entering the market now for a lot of the alts that I'm looking at, which is not a problem, but we definitely want to be sure that we do reduce our risk to a point where if we can completely eliminate it, which exactly what we did here, and then this could be an opportunity to enter here because we're getting that pullback. could be an opportunity. We're getting decreasing buy volume coming in. If we get a maybe pin bar or a bearish engulfing candle there, could be a potential opportunity. But at this point in time, we're just going to be patiently waiting. So JP said monthly chart for BTC from back 2012, bear runs are getting shorter and the bull runs are getting longer. To some degree, yes. I think that both bear and bull runs are going to get longer as a market matures. So as the crypto market matures, the bull runs are going to get longer and the bear runs are going to get longer, in my personal opinion. But we'll see how it goes. Obviously, there's a huge level of uncertainty with Bitcoin because it's never been in a recession. It's never been around in a major recession, let alone a global recession where there's multiple countries going under. It's a global asset, so we'll see. I'm very interested in what the future holds for the blockchain space and for the global economy. So hopefully that answers that. I do agree, though. Also, I have downloaded TradingView on my phone. How do you trade on it? So you don't trade on actually TradingView. You trade on an exchange, but TradingView is the platform you use to actually analyze the price action. So hopefully that answers your question. You need to be using an exchange to actually buy and sell in the markets. So for example, one of them is Coinbase, another one is Binance, another one is Gemini. There's a whole bunch of them that you can use, just personal preference, how much, what you want. I think Binance is great. You're looking for ease of use in UI as well as liquidity and low spread, so you're able to actually get in and out of the market before without paying too much spread between the bid and ask. So there's some things to keep in mind before you actually just jump right in and look for an exchange. Tesla mini drop is 600 in my opinion. Yeah, I could see that. Like Tesla definitely doesn't look very bullish in my opinion right now. So it wouldn't be out of the question for sure to see definitely some level of a bearish move coming. Especially when there's like an initial crack, then a lot of people are worried. The bulls are worried and they're going to start selling. Well, that's the lowest. Come outside. I'm here. So I don't know what you mean. So you can trade on TradingView, or is it just for? Yeah, it's just for analysis. Yeah, you got the exact. You know exactly what I mean. It's not for actually trading. It's just to view the price, to see if it's going up, to see if it's going down. Your analysis, what you think it'll do in the future because of ABC, whatever you're deciding your criteria should be. Which broker would you recommend? Did I see Gemini was pretty good? I did see Gemini was pretty good. Yeah, it depends on where you live. If you live in the States, for example, it's going to be a little bit more challenging to find a good exchange. You have a couple options. Binance US is an option. Coinbase Pro is an option. If you obviously we can't say that you should use a VPN, but if you are going to use a VPN, then you can use Bybit or BitMEX, which are derivative exchanges, which let you leverage your money and it's good options. Those are basically the options you have. Who do you think made Bitcoin and blockchain? I have no idea. Satoshi Nakamoto. Just some person, anonymous person who made the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and we don't know. No one knows who he, she is, or a group of people. Could be a group of people. Could be a single person. We have no idea, but pretty interesting. So we see a lot of buy volume coming, but definitely a little bit of hesitation from the buyers here to push the price higher up. I'm looking at the different markets here. Chainlink is gathering a little bit of buy volume to push the price to make a lower high, but we're not seeing increasing buy volume, which is good for our bias. Now, XRP, on the other hand, got a significant amount of buy pressure recently, so that's not ideal. But what we did do is reduce our risk to now completely risk-free, so we're actually going to make money, even if the trade goes against us. So that is a good thing, but that is that. Viral Video says, yeah, I'm from the UK. I use IC Markets. Yeah, so if you're from the UK, you can use Binance, I believe. So that's great. Binance, in my opinion, is the best exchange by far. Great liquidity, great options for both long and short different alts in the market. You have margin, you can't really ask for much more. Look outside, I'm Park WD here. Yeah, not knowing really what you're talking about there, mister. No real questions. So yeah, so not much that we're doing here. Just looking at the different markets here. Definitely seeing a little bit more buy pressure coming into the market here, seeing that pullback come back pretty strong. But like always, gonna stand our ground, no emotion. We've already got a risk-free trade, so we're not gonna be doing a whole lot other than just trying to see this through. If it does push up higher, then that's great. Well, it's not great. Unfortunately, we take a small winner, which obviously no one's going to complain about, but obviously it'd be nice to see the 2, 3, or 4 risk reward take profits get hit. That would be a really good situation. So we just finished another 5-minute candle. We got another 5-minute candle coming right here, and we also completed our 15-minute candle too. So we just got a new 15-minute candle to come open up. Looking like it's opening a little bit green on BTC. But already guaranteed profits on that. So, not really wanting to see, take profits hit here. Because that's not a risk reward that we're looking for. We're looking for a good risk reward. 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, something like that. So it's Binance with a B. Instead of finance, it's B. Binance. The true Bitcoin was used on black markets as a currency before Wool knew about it in 2008. So BTC was made in 2009 or 2008 after the financial crisis. So there was no Bitcoin before that. And yeah, it's very true. Bitcoin was used in Silk Road and the black markets to purchase drugs and other illicit things. And some people didn't know that it was trackable. Some of it is traceable and trackable. So then people got thrown in jail for that. But yeah, that was something that happened, but now it's evolved and the whole space has really matured in what the capabilities are for the use cases of Bitcoin and more blockchain, not really Bitcoin, but like the underlying technology. Well, we're getting quite the pullback here. Not loving it. I'm going to keep my stop loss where it is because I want to reduce my risk. I don't need to be getting any more. I don't want to be losing money on this trade because we were already up. So I want to ensure that I'm not losing any money on this trade, but also, giving the price a little bit of room. But that's basically where I am. I still got a little bit of room here to go before if it does hit my stop loss. Not a whole lot, but we'll see if it holds. If it doesn't hold, I make a little bit of money, cover the cost of commission, get taken out, look for other opportunities in the market. Not necessarily the worst thing in the world because we've managed our risk. Now, Link is another option here that does look pretty appealing for a possible entry. Obviously, we want to see sell injections coming into the market before we look to short. But that's kind of it. Not really, not a crazy day today. Could have taken a little bit of profit, so that would have been a good idea. But what are you going to do? Got guaranteed profits no matter what, so that's good. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to make about a dollar on that one, so not a whole lot, but covers commissions, cover everything. It's all I can ask for is risk-free exposure. That's not too bad. Got a minute left on this 5-minute candle. It's not really moving up. It's not seeing a lot of buy volume, which could be a good indication of a potential no demand because there's very limited amount of demand in this candle. Would be nice to see it pull back a little bit further to present a nice pin bar. Ideally, that would be a really good situation. But all right. Oh, there we go. That looks good. Let's close there. I'd be happy about that close. If it could close there, 40 seconds, that would look ideal. All right. Let's kick in his door. Good luck there, Mr. Finance for the broker. Did you say? Yeah, Binance with a B, like Bob, like bread, like broker. So drug money put volume into BTC. To some degree, more transactions, but yeah, it doesn't have the best history, and that's why a lot of people have a lot of negative connotations when looking at Bitcoin. But we're definitely, I feel like, past that stage, and just looking at, if you were to view Bitcoin bad just because it's used as a means of an asset to transact one good with another, think of how much cash is done in terms of wrong. Think of everything that you can think of illegal paid in cash. That's probably the most common way of paying for things that are not positive, basically. Drugs or prostitution or things getting stolen or whatever the case may be. So it's not a one-way street there. If you're gonna call one asset bad for getting used to buy bad things, you gotta look at every single thing that you use to buy bad things, right? You've seen Codex, no. Good buy point for Bitcoin. I can't really give you an exact answer on that in terms of like your risk parameters. Are you investing? Are you trading? Are you short term? Are you long term? I'm personally short the market right now, so obviously my bias is going to be more towards the short side on the short term. But looking on the long term, I am still dollar cost averaging. I'm still buying in regularly because I do think that BTC will appreciate significantly in the future. 2020, 2021, 2022, I definitely think that the price will appreciate. So that's my answer. So have you heard of the app that computerized on BTCs instantly automatically buy and sell for you? Have you heard of the app that's computerized on BTC instantly automatically buy and sell for you? So like, are you talking like algo trading, like it's making decisions to either buy or sell and try to make profit, or you are making the decisions while the a computerized system is just placing the orders? Because that's a pretty big difference. It's an algorithm. Let's just read it here. It's an algorithm. It is based to give consistent profits, but I don't really know how much about it. Yeah, so there's algorithms in the world that trade for you. Challenge with algorithms is if the market changes, like if the market sentiment, if the market trend, if a lot of things changes within the market, some algorithms will continue to trade without being profitable, and then it will go in some serious drawdowns. So you got to really understand every market condition that the algorithm is going to be in, and then manage the risk within that algorithm. But it's also a positive thing because you don't need to be glued to the screen. You can just see the algorithm basically take trades, and then you base your decision off of, if you should tweak it or if you keep it off the trade that it's taking of like a sample size of whatever you're looking at. And mainly you're looking at smaller time frames when you are looking to use an algorithm. It's not mainly for long term, it's mainly very short term time frames that you're looking to enter and trade on. So that's that answer for you there, hopefully. Do you even trade? I do. I'm trading right now. I'm currently in a trade. What charts do you use? 15-minute, 5-minute? Yeah, so I use all charts. So I use from the weekly all the way down to the 5-minute. For macro, I'm using weekly, daily for kind of the market structure and which way I want to base my bias on. I'm going to be looking at the 1 hour and 4 hour, and then my 5-minute is for my short-term scalps and day trades, and then my 4 hour and 1 hour are more for the market structure swing trades that I like to capture from supply to demand zone or demand to supply zone. It was a kid that made it. It's a computerized system that places orders. Yeah, I don't know about it, so sorry. I unfortunately do not know about that system. But yeah, algorithms can make money. I do understand that. But I personally like discretionary trading, just personal opinion. I do think that there is an art and science to trading, so it's not just like a science in my opinion. There's like market flow, and it's pretty hard to make like specific criteria unless you're using simple indicators like if the RSI is above 70, if it's in divergence, if the MACD is crossed, if it's below or above a certain moving average, or if moving average is crossed, or there's a lot of things that you could program in an algorithm to trade based off of indicators. But the way I trade, using key levels of supply and demand, confluences, and understanding market structure, I think it might be a little bit more challenging to write an algorithm. I don't exactly know. So Link is looking like a potential. We don't really have any trades on, but I'm really potentially looking to enter here. So we don't have any exposure on XRP for a trade. I want to see that first crack. We do see a little bit of sell pressure coming into the market, but I want to see a little bit more. This is a little bit of hesitation. We do see a reduction in buy volume, which is very, very good to see from Chainlink. And then we're also in XRP as well, which is hesitating, not really moving much right now. So just chilling in the markets. BTC is looking like it is holding a little low there. We got 5 minutes still left on this 15-minute candle for BTC. Algorithmics was a kid. Show us some trades on a demo account from user. Yeah, if go back on YouTube, I make videos every single day. I prefer the art to trading. Yeah, me too. Like I do think that is an art as well. There is some science to it, but I think it's more art than science. My personal opinion. Let's just look at the markets here. Definitely seeing a little bit more buy volume coming into the markets. Hopefully it doesn't take me out of this trade, because it's a good entry. I don't want to really get taken out for a break-even trade, because that obviously is not ideal. But BTC is still pulling back here. Not seeing a tremendous amount of volume coming into the markets, but still just consolidating in this single spot. Let's just look here. On a lower time frame, I don't exactly know what you're talking about there. Didn't BTC drop a lot today? I wasn't checking. A decent amount today. So let's look. Today is the 26th. So BTC dropped today, I guess, from high 6%. So it's a decent drop. But then if you're looking just in terms of, let's see, where is the shift here? Oh, made a move to the upside. I don't think I got broken out or taken out. So just looking at where we are currently now and where we started, 3.6%. That's not a crazy move to the downside. But yeah, we definitely took a little bit of a bearish move to the downside today. And now we're kind of in a consolidation here. And Link's looking like a potential short just to get that next leg down to the downside. We're seeing a decrease in buy volume, meaning there is volume accumulation within the VSA analysis, volume spread analysis. And then overall, definitely seeing sell pressure within BTC. XRP's seeing a little bit more buy pressure, which is not awesome. We haven't got taken out of the trade or anything, but not loving that the price is still pushing up closer to our stop loss, but we can't really do anything about that. I'm not going to put my stop loss higher to the entry. If it takes me out, it takes me out. That's not a problem. I'm going to then look for other opportunities. Link still looks like a good option, but we'll see how it goes. XRP is getting very, very close to the stop loss zone. Very, very close indeed. Ethereum's pushing up. But we'll see. I didn't get taken out yet. Just going to... oh, there, I got taken out right there. there is my takeout. So I got taken out. I got like, I don't know, $9 in profit or something. Not much. Basically break even, calling out break even, and then looking at this for a possible entry if we do see the price hold. Unfortunate, but that's how life goes. So let's see here. Yep, made a whopping $10. Not anything crazy. And then still potentially thinking of entering on this guy here. Because we do see one. We'll see how it goes. So right now, just got taken out of XRP for a minute amount of profit. And now we are looking at entering for a potential entry on Link here. But BTC holding that zone. On the 15-minute chart, we just made a new 15-minute. It's not really seeing any bearish signs. I'm a little bit hesitant here. I think we're almost at a point where BTC might start to hold a level of support here. I think I'm going to let it consolidate a little bit more and not enter just yet, because we do see a level of support get held here. Strong push. We are inevitably looking for the pullback to validate this previous resistance and support as a new level of resistance yet again. So we don't want to try to scalp this impulse push to the downside too long. So I think we might be a little patient here and kind of call it quits here. This trade obviously didn't work out. Managed to basically pay for commissions and basically it. But that's all right. Manage risk to now having no risk is not a bad position to be in, which is not a bad situation to be in at all. So yeah. I mean, which platform? Yep. Binance. So what do you use to actually place your trades? Binance. Yeah, exactly. Just make sure you don't get lost in the sauce. Performante VIP. Whoa. Don't know who this is. Just make sure you don't get lost. I'm just going to make sure that this Performante VIP is actually someone who's related to us. Because that is a little bit BS if it's not. But I asked the other teammates, and hopefully it is. It's going to be pretty funny if it's not. Yeah, I've never seen Performante VIP before. I'm so confused here. We dropped you from the group and you made your own now. I'm so confused. It's an exchange. Damn, son, where'd you find that look? Yeah, I'm gonna let people just figure that one out. I don't exactly know what's happening. But anyways, on to kind of the price action here. I'm not really gonna dive into the comments. I don't care enough to really care. Still an entry I'm thinking of. We're basically 18 seconds until this closes, this 5 minute. And we got around 10 minutes till the 15, so got a bit of time. I just don't see the sell pressure continuing on here. Obviously, we don't exactly know, but that looks pretty good. I don't know. So the thing is, BTC is looking a little bit more bullish. That's why I'm hesitating more at this point. If it was looking more, because it made a higher low. It definitely made a higher low, and we're closing the 15-minute here with the higher low intact, which I don't love. And NXRP blew right into my stop loss, basically taking me out of my trade. I didn't lose any money, but still. Actually made a little bit of money, but like, what's that going to pay for? Yeah, I'm just going to wait, chill, not do anything, and be patient. Because that is very important. Let's just remove some stuff from the BNB analysis. Quickly looking at it again. I think I'm just going to make a horizontal zone here, because that's very important. Key zone within the price action, right there. That's one thing I'm going to do. Made a higher low, so that's good to see. But other than that, not do a whole lot. Ethereum is making higher lows. You know, we could draw in a trend line here if we really wanted to. Get that nice pullback to potentially this zone. We'll see how it reacts. Put a little projection on there. We'll see how it reacts. So BNB, Ethereum, BNB is not as ideal. So there's that strong, yeah, happy I'm not looking to enter just yet. We'll see how this reacts. I'm not seeing a lot of sell pressure, seeing decreasing buy volume, so we're still interested, still holding the level of confluence. We're still interested, but not seeing that sell pressure. And very happy I got out of that XRP trade with no exposure to the downside. BTC bullish. BTC looking bullish. I wouldn't say. Sell expert after the pullback. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm being patient. Performante VIP, what's your name? Are you the new Keith? Yeah, Performante VIP. This Keith was doing good. Why they kick him out, he says. Keith was fired, stealing our customer info. Performante VIP says. JP Diamond says, we will have ups and downs, but it's on a bull track. Yeah, long term, I completely agree. We're still definitely on a bullish trend long term. 2020 till 2021 minimum. Wow, yeah, I can see that. What does it mean when Binance says they burn their coins? I don't think Binance burns their coins, but basically burning coins means that you are you're decreasing the circulation supply. It's like a reverse stock split where you're combining shares to reduce the total float. It would be like you're taking supply out of the amount of coins that are circulating, so then it's potentially increasing the value of each coin because there's a reduced amount of supply. And obviously that would drive up the prices if the demand continues to remain the same. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Nothing crazy right now. That was the trade. Could have made 2%. Not ideal. That was the trade of the day, I think. 2% there. Nothing crazy. You think 2%'s not much, but if you're trading 10K, it's I guess stretching there. $200 US. Look at that in Canadian. Let's do USD to CAD 266. So if you're looking, if you're trading 10, 15K, it's not something that's easily turned downable, but you have to accept it because those risk rewards, you got to have them good. You got to have them. You got to ensure that you are getting a good, solid risk reward, basically. Performante VIP, tell everyone the real reason you left the live set. Performante VIP, is this Bukla, B-U-K-L-A? I know this guy, he scams people. The other day, no, I am Mactoon. Yeah, I don't know. I personally don't. I asked my other team member if he knows Performante VIP. If he does not, then I'm going to call him a scam, assumingly he is trying to take money from people, assuming he is going to try to tell people that he can trade on behalf of you and send you a certain percentage every month. Don't believe it. Never believe it if it's too good to be true. It most likely is, and we have no affiliation with them. So yeah. The other day, no, I don't know who you're talking about right there. His dog came outside to rock a shit. Should have seen Buddy jump out the window, chase the car down. We keeping our dog now. Billy is ours now. How much money should I deposit in your account? Yeah, see, this is what exactly. I might actually report VIP, Performante VIP if gets to a point, because obviously we don't want other people representing our brand or our company, especially if people like that who are potentially scamming people. Obviously we don't want anything relating to that happening within our group. So we're breaking resistances here. So, we're not looking for longs, but let's just take off some of this here. Definitely not looking for longs. Still looking for potential shorts, but we just want to see the market structure a little bit clearly here. So like so. And I think that's good for now. Ethereum's looking like a contender. BNB, not really. So not a whole lot here right now. Cardano, not really. Matic, not really. Link, not really. XRP is coming back to where we initially shorted. So we're just chilling, not doing a whole lot. All right. Yes. I'm happy that JP, you're joking about this, because some people would legit send this person money, which is very scary. But yeah, 100% in 1 week. People say that, man. I swear, it's crazy. People believe anything. You'll flash a percentage in front of them, and they'll just believe you no matter what. It's pretty dangerous. What's the minimum? Yeah, keep that on the lows. We got you. 100K. 10% a day, 100K investment account only, 10% a day. Keith, tell them how much you really pull in. 1% a month, 10% 1 week. Yeah, not gonna get into all those drama, not gonna deal with that. So, not seeing a whole lot right now. But for any haters, for any people like looking to try to make a performante VIP account or anything, you know, I think we do take it as more or less somewhat of a compliment. You know, you think that we provide a service you want to replicate, or you think provides a good service to other individuals, so you're trying to use the hard work and efforts that we've built to build a reputation and brand for ourselves for your advantage. So, you know, if anything, we built a really good brand that allows you to try to use what we've built to scam people out of money. So that is a little bit unfortunate that you have to go through those means in order to try to make a buck. But, you know, if you ever get to a point where you decide that you don't want to scam people and you actually want to work hard for your money and earn by working hard, we are always here to help. You know, it's hard work that really shines at the end of the day. You know, putting in tremendous amount of hours will always beat the person wanting to cheat their way to success by scamming people, by you know, the old classic, you know, send me 1 Bitcoin, I'll send you 3. Obviously, that kind of stuff is the stuff I'm talking about. So that resistance holding well. There's that move that we wanted to catch. Didn't really push down further, but now we got still a potential consolidation point right here where we see a nice consolidation. That's kind of why we wanted to initially move our stop loss to break even, because of this zone right here. So if the price is able to get back up to this area here, we've seen it test multiple times, so we know that there's sell pressure within the area. So that wouldn't be a bad area to actually potentially enter as a short, and then looking for a hedge if we are looking to long. Chainlink could be a potential long opportunity, but not wanting to front run our trades. But we got some different options here in the markets. Little bit of a move. Let's just see what this is. 4%. That's a pretty good move. Like that's a bit of a bullish push that we could have. BTC is holding the level of support there, like right here. So I don't want to be entering long at the top of a resistance, even if it's null. If it pushes like so and then pulls back and validates the zone again for a nice level of support, then I'll be looking to enter a little bit more. But right now we're just going to chill. No, send me 1 and I give you nothing type of guy. Wow, that's an inevitable thing. That's a little weird. I don't know why you're wanting to make that name there. So I'm just looking at the name. Alrighty then. So market saw the push up. You know, this is still a lower high from this one. This is still within the pullback phase, because if we just do this, then it's obviously within the zone, and then we can just make it go like this. So then now we're within the area. Got a little bit of a zone there that we're holding. I'd like to see the price continue up a little bit higher before we look to short, because this could use a little bit more space in my opinion, but not seeing a whole lot more. This actually looks like an opportunity right here. You know, previous level of support resistance. Zone of confluence with a descending zone. We see anchor point 1, 2, 3, 4, making it a dependable area if we are looking to short. But I want to see BTC hold the resistance. I don't want to be entering long right at top of the resistance right here, right? So this is 11 minutes on the hour chart. I'd like to see the price get the second wave of sell pressure entering the market with BTC before I look to enter shorts on alts. But it is looking pretty juicy. You know, we tried to get some exposure in the market, got stopped out for no real exit or entry. It was just basically a break even. And that's basically it. For BTC, which charts do you trade? Viral videos. I'm assuming that you mean like if I'm trading BTC, what charts do I look at if I'm trading BTC? So for Bitcoin, I look at every single time frame. I'm looking at the weekly, daily, 4-hour, hour chart, and I'm basing my trades mainly off of the 4-hour and hour chart, but then the weekly and daily give me the story of the macro zones of supply and demand, kind of where we're going, what the momentum, what the flow is, and the smaller time frames give me the price action patterns and more or less the VSA story that it is trying to tell me. Do you think I can send you some... The stock market price correction didn't last long. Elaborate your question. Time frame. What are the 4 market phases, Keith? So it depends on what you're talking about for 4 market phases. I think you're testing me to some degree, but let's see if you know. So yes, you definitely are testing Mr. Performante VIP. I don't know why you're trying to impersonate me, but or us, I should say. But I do appreciate you doing that because it makes us feel like we're doing a good job, and you need to get on the back of people who are putting in work every single day to try to build a brand. So I take that as a compliment. So going back to it, for VSA, volume spread analysis, what are we looking for, right? We're looking for 4 different market structures. We're looking for the accumulation phase, which there's more buyers than sellers in the market. You're looking for the buyers to be buying and holding the pair compared to distributing it into the market. This you'd potentially see bullish engulfing candles. You see pin bars to the downside. You're looking for double bottoms. That would be kind of considered the accumulation phase. And looking at the volume, you see more buy volume than sell volume in the historic volume. That is volume accumulation, and then volume distribution is also a consolidation phase, but it is more bearish. You see pin bars to the upside. You see bearish engulfing candles. You see double tops. You see in the volume, you see more bearish volume compared to the sells or to the bias volume. You see that there is decreasing buy volume and increasing sell volume compared to if it was the polar opposite. And then you have your markup and markdown zones. When, for example, on a markup phase, you have all the asks get taken out because the institutional buyers or the smart money is taking out all the asks within the market wanting to sell. Once you take out every single supply basically within a range, they have to mark up the price in order to look for new asks and look for new sellers selling assets. And that's where you're looking to get reaccumulation phases, which are our price action consolidation patterns, which were basically look to enter making the momentum, trading with the momentum basically is what we're looking for. And then the markdown phases are that, but the opposite, where you get moves to the downside. You're looking for wedges, symmetrical triangles, descending triangles, ascending triangles, all that stuff. So that's the 4 different market phases. And then also you have the market structure phases, bullish, bearish, consolidations, market highs, market higher lows, and higher highs, higher lows, and lower highs, lower lows. So different things you are looking at. And I think, looking at just looking at the questions here. Do you make money off your TikTok page? No, we don't. Performante is your meme page. No, Performante VIP is not our meme page. It is a imposer and will probably want to scam you if they're asking anything. Or it's just a meme page because they're probably either jealous that they can't trade or jealous because we've built a brand that is professional, reputable, and something that can't really be replicated. So thank you for the compliment, Performante VIP. We appreciate that very much. And, if you're just going to keep on asking questions to test, we're probably not going to answer them. That was actually probably a good question for the other people online because there's 24 people online right now. And that was probably a good question to ask to elaborate on for people who are looking to enter or who are looking to learn more, which is good. But for questions that are like trying to like test me or something, obviously I'm not interested. But for questions that are able to give information for people who are looking to get better as a trader or, advance in their trading career, then obviously I'm very open to sharing my understanding, my knowledge, and the way I view the market. So keep them coming if that's the case. Not so bad. You got a higher low here. If you draw a nice ascending trend line, we're not going to just yet. I'm talking about this zone right here. We don't really see another touch or another support bounce. So we're not looking to enter just yet. But could be a zone that we could use in the future. And then same thing with this. Could draw it kind of like here. You know, it's not perfect, but I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Not going to put that in. And then Link we've already talked about multiple times. XRP we've talked about. So it's going good. Market's kind of consolidating right now, seeing a potential continuation to the downside. But like always, we'll have to wait. Until a better opportunity presents itself here. Got a closure. BTC, I'm waiting for the 15-minute on BTC for the Heiken Ashi to close red. Then it'll give me a little bit more indication that we are in a bearish momentum. We could see a pullback here, and when we get that double confirmation that there's sell pressure within the area, then that would be a possible good entry. Or a no demand right there, that would be good, where we get very, very little amount of buy pressure to keep the price up, and then the next candle is bearish. So we'll see. Do you make money off your TikTok? No, we do not. I want to be like you, Keith. Well, to be completely honest, I think you should be yourself. You know what I mean? Don't look to be another person. That's a waste of a life. You know, who do you want to be? What are your goals and aspirations? What are your future entrepreneurial endeavors that you're gonna come up with in your life? You know, who's to say that you can't be, you know, next Jeff Bezos or the next LeBron or the next whoever you want to be, right? So, you know, even like just I said, like you want to be the next LeBron. Don't be the next LeBron. Like be your own self, right? LeBron probably at one point said he wanted to be the next Michael Jordan, but you know, he became his own person. He kind of built his own road. So don't pretend to be like me. You know, if you're gonna have this similar type of trading styles as me, that's great. Power to you. It's a good system. But yeah, I don't know if I'd take that to heart there. You know what the last kiss trade is? Yes, a system, but I don't trade the last kiss trade. I don't exactly know what it is. I'm sure it's a price action strategy setup, but I'm not even going to look at it. I have my personal setups that I really enjoy using. I have my criteria that we like to trade, and we like to stick with that. Damn, bro, he's spent his life making a company and you want to hate. Yeah, don't be life, but thank you, I really appreciate it. Maybe it's one of the mates you're playing a joke. Do you ever invert the chart to see better? Invert the chart? No, I do not. Maybe it's one of your mates playing a joke on you. Possibly, I have no idea. It's Keith's twin brother. Yeah, I don't know. I want to be God. Okay. Are you a millionaire? So I'm not going to answer that. So what we do is we play the role of anonymity. We explain to you exactly how to trade and the percentages in terms of profits that we're collecting. But we like our anonymity. Like we said, we like to be anonymous because there are some dangerous people out there. So we tell you exactly what we're entering. We're transparent in all that regard, but we're not going to tell you exact names and where we live and what our net worth is and all that stuff. In terms of trading, in terms of knowledge, in terms of the value that we're able to provide for education, obviously we'll be 100% transparent with that, but obviously we're not going to go and tell people exactly where we live. This is my house, this is where I live, this is the car I drive. Like, that's, in my opinion, a little bit too much openness, little lack of anonymity, especially within the crypto market. There's some sketchy people in the world, so not loving that. It'd be nice to get a little higher up top there. 55 seconds on the 15-minute chart here. Wyckoff theory, yeah, VSA. I enjoy it. I like volume spread analysis. It is a great way to approach the markets, comparing the support and resistance and descending and ascending zones with the supply and demand. So, Performante VIP, I'll continue to be making these TikTok lives every single day, but if you are going to be acting how you're going to be acting right now, I'm not going to be answering any of the questions that you're going to be putting in the chat. So just letting you know once, I'm not a person to be asking multiple times. So just letting you know. Just looking at it. Levitator. That's an odd name. But yeah, anyways, that's kind of what the point I wanted to make is, you know, we offer this absolutely for free. You know, we're profitable traders making money in the markets, and we're offering this absolutely for free. So for the people that are using it to their advantage for positive and for positivity and trying to learn and educate themselves and, you know, try to take their trading to the next level, obviously this is exactly why we do this. And for people who might be tuning in for other particular reasons other than education, then I don't exactly know what they're doing here, but hey, that is all right. We offer this absolutely free for a reason. Got an email there. So not much. We see the 15-minute chart close. We also see the hour candle close. Looking for a couple 15 minutes maybe to close right here now, because we've held this initially. We see that it's not really a no demand candle on here, so not really loving that. But if we do get a candle closure below this zone like so, let's just make this bigger. So if we are able to get a candle closure below this zone like so, you know, with increasing sell volume coming in, then we'll potentially have an entry like this, and then, you know, take profits 2 to 1. Let's look right here. 2. First level of TP. 3. Potential next level of TP. And then 4. So we got our zones there. Just looking at the markets right now on the hour chart for Link. So this is the 1 hour chart that we're looking at here on Link. And we see the first major zone right around there. So we got our first take profit at the major zone there. It'd be really nice to see the price come all the way up. So I'm not looking to enter just yet. But we'll see. Because right now, let's just come in here. You know, it'd be really nice to see it'd be nice to see the price come back up to this zone, because then that'd be a double top with the zone of confluence right there, and then I'd be really looking to enter a short at this area if we do come and get the price all the way back up here. You know, at this zone here, I'm not loving the entry because it's kind of a mid-range within the hour chart. I think I'm going to be a little more patient. If the price comes up all the way here, that's great. XRP coming up to our resistance zone, that's great. But, you know, at this point in time, looking at the hour chart, we're not seeing a tremendous opportunity, really. A potential. Decreasing volume. A little bit more sell pressure than buy pressure, but we do see quite a bit of buy pressure here. You see decrease. Yeah, it's not looking bad. You know, if we get a potential break of this zone, I'm just going to redraw this zone. It's it's a little bit annoying not being where it should. So we got this zone right here to this zone right here. That's kind of the area that I'm looking at. If the price is able to break that zone, then we're probably going to get the price to go above here. But if it's going to hold it, then we have a high probability of coming back down. So we'll see what it's doing right now. I'm not going to enter just yet. But pullback from XRP, that's good to see. I'll just leave this here because we're not going to enter just yet. But we're just looking. All right. Looking at the questions here. Yeah, praise the free knowledge. Yeah. You're welcome. How does Heiken Ashi candles specifically show you? Keith, have you tried Charlie's sub? Keith, do you eat triple O's? I'm not a huge fast food eater, to be completely honest. Bro, I'm trying to educate people. I don't think you are really. They're supposed to know this shit. I own 3 coins. Thought I'd flex that. Good on ya. I try my hardest to educate myself in all these fields. Yeah, that's really good for you, Keith. Have you tried Charlie's sub? I don't know what that is. What does Heiken Ashi candles specifically show you? So that I can answer. That is informative and educational. So that I will 100% answer. So Heiken Ashi candles give you more of a momentum in the price. So we always have a Heiken Ashi for the daily and 4-hour candles, like we can see right here. This is a Heiken Ashi for the 4-hour. So it gives you a better overall understanding of the momentum of the market. So if it's green, it's obviously showing a bullish momentum. And if it's red, it's showing you a little bit more of a bearish momentum. And it kind of keeps me on the right side of the trade to understand where the momentum is. And then I also flip between the daily and 4-hour to understand where the larger momentum is going to be located. So obviously right now, very bearish momentum on all the time frames for the Heiken Ashi. So now we're because of this, not just because of this, but because of the indications provided in addition to this, we're looking only for shorts. But it's a great way to understand where the momentum is going, looking at the larger time frames. Good tool to have. Pulling back on Matic. BNB is pulling back, seeing consolidation. This consolidation kind of starting to go into sideways, which wouldn't be bad. Longing at supports, shorting at resistances. Not a bad way to go. Link's holding, Litecoin is holding. Dash is holding. Not bad. I'm going to stick to looking at Litecoin here. Litecoin is very similar to BTC in terms of the price action. Very, very similar. And then the current trades that we're looking at right now, not really seeing anything. BNB is coming close to a pretty key level of resistance. Ethereum is coming close to a key level of resistance, and it's kind of look like it's rejecting. But we'll see how BTC closes. BTC is very, very flat right now, kind of not in a trend at the top of the consolidation within the trend. So we're kind of waiting for the price to start breaking before we look to move. Okay, so yeah, that's my answer. 3 XRP, 3 BTC. Yes, I was assuming BTC because, yeah, 3 XRP is like 60 cents. What's the price at now? Not much. You can maybe get a little piece of gum. Just looking at the questions here. All right, so not looking too bad. Going back to the questions here. Hopefully, some people are coming in. Performante VIP. Yeah, you're kind of getting on my news here a little bit there, bud. Okay, I'll answer some of these questions here. Show everyone how to find chart patterns. Oh god, that's super challenging. So I'll just talk about what the 3 things we're looking for. I'll just talk about it on the larger term time frame, maybe on this, sure. So 3 things we're looking for. We'll make a post about it on Instagram, right? We got 1, 2, 3. First one is going to be market structure, right? MA, market structure. Higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows, or consolidation. Not making higher highs, higher lows, right? The second one is going to be price action, right? This is going to be all your technical price action patterns. Your wedges, your triangles, your channels, your head and shoulders, all this stuff is price action, right? The last thing is VSA, volume spread analysis. So you're combining all 3 of these things to form a story of which way the price is going to go, and then you trade your bias based on this story with sound risk management, with sound trade management, having a systematic approach to be able to have a dependable, what's it called, where you could redo the trade over and over again, so you have a trade that is you can replicate it over again. That's what I meant to say. So you have a system that you can replicate over and over again that has the same criteria like we just discussed. So that's how I find opportunities in the markets. Obviously, to go over exactly how to use each one is our method of trading, and we have videos on that within the Discord. So if you're interested, definitely check out our Performante Premium Discord subscription service. So looking at the next question, Charlie's Sub is a restaurant. There are a ton of them in the States, but in BC only one. You should try it. Yeah, potentially. I've never heard of it, so that's a potential. If there was to be a double top, where would you set your take profit? I'm not sure where the double top is. So like example double top, assumingly, not like an actual double top that we see in the markets. Just quickly looking at the markets here. Don't really know how to answer that. Let's just generally talk about double tops, I guess. So if there's a double top right here, what you're looking for is, you're looking for the pullback at the completion of the move breaking the previous level of support. You're looking for the price to break and retest this new level of resistance, right? Once you have the completion that there is sellers within the area, then you'll look to enter short. So then what you'd get, let's go like this. So this is what you see right now. So you're looking for the price to push, pull back, and then you're looking to enter right there. So then your stop loss either can be at like a potential low here. So if there's like a wave that comes down here and down here, it'd just be at the recent low. Or if you want to be super cautious and a little bit conservative, you'd put your stop loss up here, but you obviously have to have a higher risk reward or a higher reward from the entry point. If you do want to have the risk set here because you have a higher risk, you need a higher reward in order to compensate and make that risk reward make sense. So that's how you trade double tops. And then for TPs, you could have the first level TP from here to here, the same distance. Hopefully that's a risk reward of like 2 to 1 or something. But mainly the way I look at take profit is I look at the previous price action, seeing the major levels of support and resistance, and I really take into consideration the risk reward. My first TP, I want to be at a risk reward of 2 to 1. Right? First level take profit, I want it to be at 2 to 1. Next level could be 3 to 1, could be 2.5, but that's TP2, right? And then TP2, maybe it's 3 to 1, maybe it's 2.5, and then TP3 might be 3.5, 4 to 1. So that's how I would look at double tops. Very simplistic explanation, but obviously we're not going to go over every single possible double top situation because I'm probably going to close this video soon. Getting a little bit hungry, and we don't see a whole lot of opportunities in the markets right now. We do see the sellers starting to come in and push the price back down. XRP not getting the price to go higher up. Link seeing another rejection of the sellers. I think this is, for me, an indication that we could see sellers coming in here because we see a no demand. This is definitely a no demand. We are getting a very, very limited amount of demand coming into the market. We see the sellers potentially hold this zone. So let's just look at here. Limit. I'm just going to see. So we got the 15-minute to close, the 5-minute to close. See sell injections after a low. Yeah, I'm gonna put an entry here. That no demand definitely makes me feel like it's looking all right. Looking at the other markets here. Okay, let's just see how it reacts. Let's just see. That's a risk of 1.35. Not entered yet. I'm just going to see how this next candle reacts right here because there's not much happening. Entered a little bit right now here. Let's just make sure 1.35. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Just looking at the order book as well. So, yeah, I'm going to put a little bit here. So, got my first entry here. And then let's get the exact entry here. All right, so 36450. So we got our entry. We're going to put a stop loss just above this zone right here. And we'll be adding more once it kind of breaks this zone right there. But we got our double injection. We got the price to make a little bit more sell volume than buy volume. We see decreasing buy volume. And within the recent price action, we see that the recent bullish candle had literally no demand, very, very little amount of demand. And the next candle over closed red and was a bearish engulfing candle with a decent amount of sell pressure. So that is also in confluence with our major structural zone of confluence, where we have not once but two injections of sell pressure within that area, giving us a confirmation that there is sellers within the market. So that's why we entered. And going to be just putting it in the trade log here. And we'll see how it goes. And I classify this as a descending trendline bounce. And then we put the 3.645. Oops. 3.645 was the entry. Then go here. All right, and then that risk was 1.7. Let's say for the risk, so we know exactly how much we are risking. Always good to know. So we got that. We got our trade all planned out. And that's basically it here. And we'll post it on our Discord here real quick, talking about if it does break this minor level of support. We'll then enter a little bit more. But right now, we're pretty happy with the 2 rejections and 2 injections of sell pressure coming into the market. And overall, seeing that sell pressure increase from what we saw before. So I got that. Going to post it in the day trades here. Okay, cool. And then that is 3.7046, 7046, 7046. And then we'll go here, go around 0.15, 7099. Just making sure things are in order. 7046, 799. Okay, cool. All right, the trade is now in. Just waiting for the price to break that level, minor level of support, and then we'll look to enter further. But right now, just got a nice little entry here. See if it'll push down further. Oh yeah, we can change our risk reward because we know where it is. 2 to 1. 3 to 1 right here. And then we got 4 to 1 right there. A little bit better risk rewards. We don't need to go as far to attain a decent risk reward. But as of right now, we are just chilling. It looks also like a little bit of a head and shoulders that we pre-entered a little bit early. If we're able to break that minor level of support and also hold this descending zone, obviously that would be ideal for us. And then we'll be entering around here and then making a little bit more exposure to the downside. So hopefully it cracks. We already have an entry in here, and then got a risk reward of, or got a risk of 1.7 basically. Very, very manageable amount of risk. Already got stop losses in place. If it does push up and bounce, then we'll just get taken out. That's not a problem. And that's basically it. XRP doesn't look too bad. Ethereum looks like it's holding below its level of support pretty well, still making the higher lows, squeezing closer, seeing less buy volume on the way up than sell volume on the way down, showing volume distribution, which is good. And then Link, seeing decreasing buy volume, increasing sell volume within the downtrend. Pretty happy with the overall structure. Let's see where it goes. But that's basically entry right now. So just looking at some questions there. Keith, what advice would you give your younger self? Oh, that's a hard question. I'd say paper trade before. If I knew the journey of becoming a trader, I'd say paper trade more. I didn't paper trade enough when I started. I started trading with real money, and I lost a decent amount, and then learned that paper trading was a very, very useful thing to incorporate into any journey of becoming a trader. So yeah, definitely. But other than that, I think I'd managed pretty well. Like, I didn't blow up any accounts. I managed risk very well. I really understood the aspect of not risking more than, like, 2-3% of your account, 2% ideally. But understanding that risk against the total portfolio is a significant measure to gauge. So then I always liked Excel. I like being able to build things off of Excel. So then pretty quickly I learned the power of Excel when you're a trader, and then being able to understand the analytics that you're able to collect on yourself. And that's kind of where we are right now, where we're able to basically know exactly what we're doing right and wrong because we have a very, very well-made Excel sheet that allows traders to really pinpoint what they're lacking and what they need to work on in their trading. All right, so triple O's, sister chain, cool. JP says, what chart are you looking at right now? So this is Link we're looking at. We just entered our position here with a stop loss above the high. We're hopefully going to add more if it breaks this level of support. We already have exposure to the downside. And if it breaks and cracks, that's great. You know, if we get a nice little pullback to validate the previous support as a new level of resistance, that's even better. But yeah, we're looking for a little bit of short side exposure. You know, nothing really else. Ethereum, I think, is looking pretty good. You know, if we continue the consolidation, we're getting more closer to our zone of confluence. BNB, definitely not something that we're interested in right now. But Link could be a nice opportunity here because it's a pretty key zone where we are right now. And we'll see if we're able to break the zone. If not, then we'll probably just get taken out of the trade, which isn't the worst thing. But we'll be trying to push the stop loss pretty quickly to break even if it does crack. And then move the stop loss up to this low and then add a little bit more. And then hopefully it dumps pretty quickly soon after. And then we get to these lows down here. So that's the overall plan. We made a trade today and that was a break even. So it was a flat. We didn't lose any money. We didn't make any money. Well, we made like $10, so we basically didn't make any money. And then this is our second trade of the day. Seeing if it will push past this zone here, and if not, we'll take the L. Not the worst thing. Would be nice to see it break below that zone though, but we saw the no demand there. That was our entry right below our major structural resistance. We saw it hold below the price very often, and then we pushed down, held it, pushed back up, previous support, new level of resistance. You know, no demand. See me descending zone, hold the price making lower highs. First injection of sell pressure, second injection of sell pressure. No demand right before the second injection of sell pressure. If this candle turns out to be no demand as well, we still got a decent amount. We got over 3 minutes left on this candle. But if this turns out to be a little lack of demand as well, that's definitely going to give me some indications. But we already have our trades and we already have the stop loss in. Don't have to manually take us out of the trade because we already have a preset stop loss. So if we go above this zone, automatically going to get taken out of the trade. So we can reduce and manage our risk very efficiently. Do you trade crypto? Yep. Oh, that's not to me. Link. Yeah, thank you very much. Uwit Dash. Thank you. What trend line is that as in the red ribbon? The red ribbon? Oh, this is a projection zone. So yeah, so we have a descending zone right here connecting the lower highs. We can see our anchor point, first level of a rejection. And then we see the second level and the third level. 3 levels making it a potentially dependable zone, and then the 4th level makes it a dependable zone. So we use projections to fill gaps within the market. So it creates a bit of a zone for the price action and not so much a single point line within the chart. Within descending and ascending zones, within horizontal zones, we use rectangular areas, and within descending and ascending zones, we use projections to create a zone and not a single point on the chart where we're going to say there's buyers or sellers. It's an area. So that's what we're illustrating within that projection. Yes, the Bitcoin Bible. So I assume you trade crypto too. That's great. What exchange do you? I'm a newbie here, so I'm assuming you're asking him before this live ends. Oh, you're assuming I answer? Yes, I trade on Binance mainly. Sometimes I trade on Bybit, but mainly I trade on Binance. How do you get that on TradingView? Yep, so you go to the very left here where you find all your tools. You can go to where it says long positions, where you have your long positions, short position, forecast, date range, price range, and you go all the way down, and then you have projection, and then you can use that tool. Who wrote the book on Bitcoin's Bible? I don't know. I saw it's recommended in previous comments. No. How do you find the projection zone on TradingView? Yeah, so hopefully I answered that. I already answered that here within the video. Just go to the very left on long position, short position forecast, and then you should be able to find it. Holy shit, do you see this? Wow, that's a lot of volatility. Damn. Let's just have our orders ready in case it absolutely slams. Did you see that? Do you find the projection zone on TradingView? So I already did that. So we got a decent amount of sell pressure to come in, but it's not holding, but there's definitely a lot of sellers in the market driving the price down here. And that's the last 20 seconds of the candle. Ooh, wow. Just looking at where it's going here. So 46, let's just see where that is. Okay, so we definitely violated that zone. It's just a matter of we're going to continue, but we got a lot of volume there, and it's a lot of sell pressure, so I wouldn't be surprised if we did get that drop that we're looking for ideally, but it's good that we didn't get stopped out. Our stop loss was clear away from the zone where the volatility was, so that's good. Not seeing a lot of sell pressure in the market. BTC is actually seeing a little bit of buy pressure, to be honest. Looking at the 1 hour. Oh, we should go like that. So that's BTC, and this is the current trade we are entering. Yeah, that was a lot of volatility. I do not love that, but BTC is nearing its level of resistance here with very, very minimal amounts of buy pressure. So, you know, we're really hoping that this little level does hold. And then our trade will go in our intended direction. Well, that's the hope anyways. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to take a quick piss here because I just got to take a fucking piss. And yeah, if you got any questions, drop them in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer them as soon as I get back. How do you find supply-demand zones for the newbie? What do you think the next move for BTC? Did we find the bottom? Yeah, so I'll answer those questions after I get back. Major zones of support and resistance. Like we can't go over every single thing within a TikTok live, obviously, because there's a lot that goes into a single analysis. So if you are actually interested in learning more, it's $30, especially you Performante VIP, because you definitely seem like you have a high interest in what we're teaching, which is great because who doesn't love education, right? But yeah, I'll be back. I'm just going to take a quick piss here. Just going to leave this here. Stop loss is already set. Guaranteeing I get out of the position with a limited set amount of money that I know I am going to lose if the trade doesn't go my way. Just seeing the market here. Alrighty, so I'll be back.
All right, so back. Previous 5-minute candle close pretty bearish. A little bit of a no demand, not crazy. And then now we're getting the bears to come back in, it looks like. With some more sell pressure coming in to the market. All right. So I'll answer these questions here. What do you think the next move is for BTC? I think down. Personally, we broke a major level of support. I think we will trend down and consolidate for a little while here. The major level of support that I think that we will hit if we do get into a pretty significantly bearish trend is around the $7,800 area. That for me is going to be the kind of last level of support. But yeah, I'm definitely still looking at the market in a bearish sentiment right now. We got a lot of room to go. Short term, yeah, we could pull up and find a new lower high. But a little bit longer term, I do think that the price will go down in the near term here. So that's kind of what I see in the market right now. That's why I'm shorting. Beyond that, obviously, I'm bullish. Definitely like summer, autumn, and winter of 2020. I think that BTC will be seeing some significant price appreciations. But right now, we are still at a point where we could see some consolidation. So that's exactly what we're seeing. Do you know about BC1 chart? So he's talking about the CME futures, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange futures. Very important for gaps and whatnot. Do you have a paid course as well? No, we give everything free. Regardless, we don't need people sign up for a paid course. So where can I find this free stuff? I agree. We broken two big trend lines on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, I completely agree. I'm definitely a little bit more, or I'm not a little bit, I am bearish on the short-term time frames here. Just looking at the markets here. So yeah, not a whole lot more. We're just being patient here with our entry. It's looking like it's going towards the intended direction, which is good to see. Other markets or other trades or other charts, are looking to do the same. Not seeing a huge amount of continuation here, but we'll see what the market brings. So we'll just put our two zones. Actually, I'm just going to put this right here because I can personally see all four, and that's kind of important as well. BNB's pulling back. A lot of different coins are not seeing that much buy pressure, quite a bit more sell pressure. So I'm pretty happy with that entry. I'm going to leave it. I think I will reduce my risk a little bit. So from, I guess, 1.7 to 1, basically. So definitely a significant shift. And I like to do this pretty often. I definitely try to reduce risk where I can because I'm looking for this one solid, strong impulse push to the downside. That's what I'm looking for these day trades. I'm not looking for the long, drawn-out waves of swing trades. I'm looking for one strong push to the downside, get in, get out, find where that is, identify it, enter beforehand, push, and then get out. That's the goal here. So I'm going to put my stop loss here. And then just seeing where the market is from there. All right. So I reduced my risk even more, cutting it by 70%, or sorry, not 70%. That would be unbelievable. Just let me see here, give me one moment. I'm looking at the order book. We cut it from 1.7 to 1. That's what I was trying to say, but I'm just looking at the order book really carefully right here. Give me one moment. I'm just making sure that there are more sellers in the market than buyers in the market, and the bids are getting taken away, and then there's more supply coming into the market within the order book, and then a lot of people hitting the ask. The bid, just wanting to get out of the market, which they are, which is good to see. I just want to make sure that is occurring. Okay, good. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. I've reduced my risk from 1.7 to now 0.97, which is basically 1. So if the market continues to go down further, that's phenomenal. Then I'll be in the green. And I see the 2, 3, and 4 risk reward parameters that we'll be trying to hit. Ideally 2 and 3 or more if it presents itself. Obviously, we're never going to get upset about having a risk reward greater than 4 to 1, but that's kind of what we're aiming for, and we do see that it's a pretty strong level of support right around here, so we want to make sure that we're not too greedy, at least taking like half of the profits or something along the lines of that, and then we'll look to see how far the market dumps down, because if the market dumps, it can sometimes really dump. Like we can see here, it just continues to go, so when it finds the support, then you're able to lock in those gains, but if it blows through, take profit, kind of doesn't make sense to take all your profit right there. So we'll see what the market provides us here. We don't have an entry we don't have any take profits just yet. We have an entry on one. We reduced our risk from 1.7 to 1, so that's great. And we're looking pretty good. We're looking like we're right on track. We're seeing more sell pressure than buy pressure. We see that there's not a lot of buy pressure within the pushback or the pullback that we saw, which is a limited amount of demand. We also see a no demand up here as well, which is kind of our entry signal. And right after the no demand, we got a bearish candle with more sell pressure coming into the market. It was also a bearish engulfing candle. And then this is also in the area where there's confluence with the descending zone or an area of resistance, as well as the horizontal zone where is an area of resistance, creating a zone of confluence with the no demand, with the VSA in a more bearish indication. We can then look to enter, and that's exactly what we did. We reduced our stop loss or lowered it as soon as we kind of could, while giving the price room to breathe, because we're just looking for that strong push to the downside. We already got a little bit of volatility, and once that volatility came in, we reduced our position, or reduced our stop loss a little bit, lowering it, giving us less risk on the total portfolio while we see these alts slowly start to fall here. So we'll see how the market goes. Right now, we're looking pretty good. Do you have your exchange connected to TradingView? No, I don't. I use Binance for my exchange, and I just have it on another monitor, and then I use TradingView for every single one of my charts. Not sure Bitcoin dumped along with the U.S. stock market surrounding the coronavirus news. Sorry, I didn't finish typing. Not sure why Bitcoin. Oh, okay, I see. Just looking at the do analysis on Tesla. We do it pretty often. I'm not going to do it right now because we're looking and trading cryptocurrencies right now. What do you think about harmonics? I don't love them. I have my own strategy. Like I said, we already discussed it, and I stick with what I know. Do you use harmonics? No, I do not. Like I said before, back tested them a little bit. Not a huge fan. Also, basically every indicator I don't use. Look at like what a lot of the traders use for indicators, looking at RSIs, MACD, stochastics, all this stuff like Ichimoku Cloud. Even I don't really use any of that. ADX. I don't really use any of those. Fibs I do use if there is no level of resistance or support to go off of. If, for example, we're hitting all-time highs and I'm trying to decide what levels to take profit, either I use just simple risk reward, so I'll go 2, 3, 4, or I will use fib extensions. So 618 and 0.27 is where I'd look for fib extensions. And then, if it goes beyond that, that's great. But that's kind of the only time I use a tool other than what I indicated in a previous, within this video, but previously. No, I don't have Telegram. I got Discord. Yeah, we got Discord as well. So join our Discord if you are interested. Elliott Wave, yeah, we use Elliott Wave. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern, or the ABCDE. So we use that, which is useful. But like we said, we use market structure, price action patterns, and VSA for our analysis. Market structure, any indicator. Yeah, I completely agree. I don't use any indicators, man. Like, zero. Just doesn't make sense to me. I listen to basically, well, not basically. I don't know if I'm caught up now, but I listen to every single Chat with Traders that's out. It's a podcast on YouTube that is hosted by Aaron Fifield. He basically interviews very high-level professional traders in different asset classes, different parts of the world. Very, very informational, educational, a lot of little golden nuggets in there. I absolutely love it. He's a great podcast host. He asks the right questions. I highly recommend it for people who are looking into learning how to trade, learning how kind of the pros do it, because you will learn a lot from listening to the professionals speak about what they do, how they do it, how they go about doing it, and definitely worth looking into if you are a trader. Price action is key. Yep, I completely agree with that. What is the podcast called? I want to look into it. Yeah, it's called Chat with Traders. So CHAT, Chat with Traders. And it's on YouTube. They're pretty well known. I absolutely love them. Or him, I should say. I don't know if it's one or multiple people, but I know the host, Aaron Fifield. But great series, and then also they host live events too. Like there is one where they interview a guy named Rambo, John Rambo something Anderson. I forget what his name is, but everyone calls him Rambo, and he trades in the Australian futures, I believe. But yeah, it's a live kind of event where they ask questions and discuss trading, and it's pretty interesting. Definitely worth looking into if you are interested in trading. Yeah, Chat with Traders, good one to watch for sure. Or listen to. Sometimes they'll do videos where it's an actual video feed and you can see their faces, but most of them is just an audio recording where they have like a simple background behind it while you just listen to two people talk. But yeah, he asks them more or less like the journey they took, how they trade, where they got where they did, what pitfalls they kind of came to, what was challenging parts within their journey, all this stuff that makes it relatable when you are in drawdowns, when you are in times where you're not profiting as much as you'd like to, and then you hear stories of people who've achieved massive levels of success, take years and years in order to actually build the necessary skills and develop the discipline to trade as good as they do or they can. So it's very motivating. I definitely enjoy it quite a bit. But yeah, does Chat with Trader? So it's Chat, not Chart. Oh, sorry. Did I spell out chart? My bad. So I meant Chat. CHAT, not no R in there. Chat with Traders. Have a website, or they only do YouTube? I don't exactly know, to be honest. I think they do have a website. I'd be surprised if they didn't have any website, but they definitely have a YouTube, which is great, and that's all I go to. I don't really like... actually, no, they definitely do have a website, because I checked out their website once, and they have some information on their website as well, actually. But the main place I go to check them out is going to be YouTube. All right. Just had to just chat a little bit on the Discord here. So being very patient, Oh wow, XRP broke to the downside. That's pretty significant. Didn't see that coming. Let's see where it is right now. Ethereum broke down quite a bit too, looking at the other chart there. So we entered right there and then we broke down. Link hasn't as much, but we see that the volume is in significant volume distribution, where we have decreasing buy volume coming in and strong sell volume sticking around, pushing the price lower and lower. Good to see for our short position, and then we decreased our risk from 1.7% to now 1%, which gave us the ability to obviously take on a potential extra trade because of the reduced risk. Looking pretty good overall. Pretty happy with the trade. We do see decreasing sell volume coming in, and I'm okay with taking some level of a pullback here. I think at this point we could even reduce our risk, so it's just above this zone right here, because it's a pretty important zone on the chart, at least on the short-term time frame right here. So I do have a level of confluence. If we start breaking to form new higher highs, breaking the descending zone, then we'll definitely have to reassess the situation here. But right now it's looking pretty good. We're just holding a nice zone, so we're gonna hope anchor point is not where I want it to be. That is where I want the anchor point to be, which will probably give me a little bit skewed trend line. Let's just move that a little bit, like so. And then we'll be able to draw the projection a little bit more accurately, like so. So if we break this zone of confluence, then I'll think about just scratching the trade and not taking a loss, but also not taking a big gain. But if we do drop to the downside, making a lower low, then obviously we can move that stop loss to then the break even, and then we'll be in a risk-free trade. Just looking at the other markets here, BNB not doing anything, XRP fell quite a bit. That's where we got wicked out right there, and then now we fell. We traded this earlier today, right? So we traded and we got in basically right there. Didn't take any profit, We got taken out for a $10 win right here, basically break even. It was like not much percentage. And then we consolidated, and then we broke back down. We do have sell side exposure, which is good on Link, but ideally it would have been good to maybe give it a little bit more room. Unfortunately, we got stopped out at a wick there, but shit happens. That's okay. It's a part of the process. You just got to accept it. So then right now, going to be a little bit more hesitant to move that stop loss to break even right away, but we do see that there is sellers coming into the market pretty aggressively on the different alts that we are looking at. So we do see that there's a possibility of us getting that next low coming in, that one solid push to drive us maybe towards maybe the 2.5-ish range, maybe here. Maybe this might be a little too high. We'll just see how the price reacts, but not much to do at this point in time. I don't want to lower the stop loss too much more. We're already at 0.1 and we started off with 1.7. We could reduce it a little bit more by putting it a little bit higher here, just above the area of confluence. I think I might actually do that. Okay, so great. On our Discord, we are mentioning the imposter or impersonator. So we posted exactly what our YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Discord links are going to be. And if they're not that, be very cautious. Let's just say that. So we got a new 5-minute candle here, and we still have 5 more minutes for the 15-minute candle to close, but we're not seeing a whole lot of volume come into the market right now. We're pretty well positioned. We might move the stop loss down a little bit to reduce risk even more. Looking at where we currently are right now to where we potentially could be. So right now we have the stop loss at this zone right here. What we're thinking is we could move it a little bit above this wick right here, so maybe like around here. So we're reducing the risk even more to maybe a half. So it was at 1.7, and now we're reducing it to 0.5%. And then we'll see if this is able to push down further. If it is, that's great. If it pops up and hits our zone of confluence, we still want a little bit of room because we see wicks have projected near and around that zone, so we don't want to get wicked out. So we want to maybe put that stop loss a little bit higher, but at the end of the day, we do want to reduce risk. That is number one. So we may try to move this stop loss just a little bit lower here, which I think we will do. So let's get our stop loss. Definitely looks like we're seeing some sell pressure in the market. That's good. Let's go and move our stop loss from where it is currently right now. Again, just a little bit lower, reducing it little by little. So there we go. Let's just see what percent we are now. So we're just basically at 2% right now. Nothing crazy, seeing a good drop, remaining completely patient and emotionless, because as a trader, you just gotta manage the trade basically and not fight into any of the emotions, and you'll do well. Okay, so we successfully moved our stop loss lower, so we're now at a risk of 0.74, so we've successfully reduced a full percentage on our trade, and we're still in the profit here. I think at this point it may make sense to reduce the risk completely. We're up maybe around 2%, let's say, on average, and we still got 2 minutes on this candle, so we could drop quite a bit more. BTC definitely looks like it's dropping a little bit more as well as a lot of the other alts that we're seeing within the market are dropping as well. So I think I'm going to switch this up with Link going here. And I'm just going to give maybe Dash over here. So we have the 1 hour here. And then we got the nice 5-minute chart of our day trade. So we got a little bit of pushing before we kind of get to our major zone, which is around, we can see on the 1 hour, 351, 351 around there. So we got a little bit before our first kind of major zone right around here. So I think we could make a lower low, and then 2-to-1 risk reward isn't the best, but I'm willing to take a trade that's 3%, 3.5, something like that. Be willing to take a position out there, so I'm very happy with that. So let's see what the comments are here. Is that the 5-minute chart? Yep, that is the 5-minute chart. We're just getting started. Why you gotta call me out? Money run. Okay. Yeah, let's do a meet and greet at Vancouver Police Station. That's funny. Okay, cool. So we see the price continue to go down. That's great to see. Not going to completely reduce my risk to 0 yet. I wonder if you can see this. Yeah, I think you can see this trade, right? Like in the comments, let me know. Are you able to see it? Is it super blurry? Can you not see it? Let's just move it up, maybe. Hopefully that is, we see it. Okay, great. I'm just going to move this a little bit like so. Sweet. All right, so we're making a testing the low here, which is this guy right here. So we're testing this low, seeing the interaction with it. We saw a lot of sell pressure to push that price to that area, which is good for us. Seeing more of a dump down. That's great to see. BTC, though, not really seeing much of a dump down. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. Okay, coming to our potential first risk reward of 2. That's the first minimum we are looking for. Just going to get this guy right here. Cool. All right. Move to left a little. Kind of like so. Like there's not much there. I'm just going to keep it where it is because I'm pretty happy with where it is currently right now. It's real blurry. I know it's not awesome. I could zoom it in a little bit closer. Actually, you know what? What I might actually do is push this kind of like so. There we go. We're able to see it a lot more clear now. Is it a 5-minute chart? Yes, it is a 5-minute chart. Oh, link dumped. Yeah, that's what I'm in right now. Hopefully it continues to dump here. Got 3 minutes left on this candle, and BTC is currently still not dumping, really. It's not really seeing any movement in price, although on the Heiken Ashi, we have seen the 15-minute close red. On many other alts, we are seeing the price push to the downside. This is XRP, breaking past a previous level of support, kind of going to our next key structural area, which is right around here. Ethereum in the same boat. We hit the zone of confluence again right here, and then we push to the downside. BNB is not really doing much, but Ethereum was a good potential here. It's kind of testing those lows. XRP is doing well, and this is the current trade we're in right now. Is the 5-minute? Yep, this is the 5-minute. Nice. We see it. It's real blurry. Move. Okay. Are there set times when you go live on TikTok? Not particularly exact, but I'll do it in the morning and I'll kind of do it in the afternoon. Let's just see what we're at right now. Still got 2 minutes on this candle. We see the price hesitate a little bit to go further down, but gonna remain a little bit patient. Definitely, like I said, that's the first potential kind of take profit that we're looking for. All right, well, BTC is not doing much right now. Driving that price, trying to get it lower and lower. And let's see what BTC does. Got the price to slowly fall here. Bitcoin's looking a little bit weaker and weaker. A lot of different alts are falling as well. And right now we're around just under 3% now for profit. And we got the 5-minute candle closure coming up here very, very shortly. And then we're getting a little bit more of a dump. BTC looks like it's falling a little bit more. Let's see how far we can get this here, because we are looking for take profits at around 2 to 3 maybe. But I might take 25% off here actually. Just because we're at a risk reward of 2. You don't want to get too greedy. Okay, so I took off a little bit off the position at that zone right there, the first take profit position. And let's see where the price is going to go from there. And then what I'm going to do is basically have a stop loss at this zone here. So it's now completely reduced my risk to 0, so now I'm guaranteed profits no matter what. Is this a sign on money going out or coming? Is this a sign on money going out or coming in to the market? I want to elaborate on that. BTC is definitely seeing a decent amount of sell pressure here. And let's see what this can bring us here. We got a strong push to the downside. We're still holding. And we're currently at a risk reward of 2 to 1 right now, and we've already taken some profits off at 2 to 1 risk reward. Move the stop loss up to below break even. So now we are guaranteed profits no matter what. So not a bad situation to be in. And then we got the rest of our position ready to kind of take us out around here at a 3.5, maybe 4 risk reward, 3.2, kind of below the 3 risk reward I'm looking for to kind of take the lows here. That would be an ideal situation for me to kind of exit the rest of the position. So then the average would be around maybe 3 or a little over 3 for the average risk reward on this trade coming out. So that's the hope for this trade. It's not looking too bad. We got a little bit of take profit at the 2 to 1 risk reward, which is the minimum take profit that we're looking for. And then now the price is still holding below, still making the lower low, which is fine, but a little bit of action within these 2 candles, which is good to see. Let's just look on the daily here. All right. Well, this is also on a YouTube Live as well. So there's only 2 people on YouTube Live, where there's actually 25 people on TikTok right now. So if anyone actually has a question, just drop them in the questions, and we'll be happy to answer it. 24 volume, 24 hour, I assume volume is skyrocketing on CoinMarketCap. Is this a sign of money going out or coming in? 24 hour volume. Let's look at this. CoinMarketCap. 24-hour volume is exploding. Well, it's just the volume, right? Market cap, volume. I'm just looking at this here. Give me one moment. What do you mean by exploding? Charts. Not really sure. Talking about market cap, 24-hour volume skyrocketing. Definitely getting a little pullback here. Got 53 seconds on this 5-minute chart. We already took some profits at the 2 to 1 risk reward. We're still looking for the price to come back down here, ideally. If we don't, we're going to cut our trade off, the rest of it, at this high here. So then we'll probably be averaging kind of down here, which is not ideal. But number one thing is always the reduction of risk. And the number 2 is then try to look for those profits lower down. But like always, we want to first make sure that we're reducing and managing our risk. And that's why we're always setting our stop losses like this one. This is a mental. I'm probably just going to set a market unless it kind of consolidates. And then I'll probably put a stop loss and then just basically I can walk away or take a piss or anything. I don't have to be here. Get some water. All right, so I've got the new candle on the 5-minute chart. Looks a little bit bullish right now. That's quite a bit of bullish volume coming into the market there, as we can see. So that is not tremendous for our short position, but hey, that's all right. We've completely eliminated risk off the table, so now we are guaranteed profits, and we're just going to let the trade run. If it goes down further, fantastic. We're going to make more money. If it goes up, unfortunate, but we still make money. So at the end of the day, it's not so bad. We are in profit guaranteed, and we're in a position where we have exposure without any downside risk. So always a good position to be in. I think what I am actually going to do is just set a stop loss and then maybe get something to eat real quick. So going to set that where it is right now.
Okay. Okay, that is that. Actually, I'm going to change it to 190. 190. And then 62. Okay. 190. 68. All right. So these alts are pulling back here. Got my stop loss in case it does pull back. So automatically take me out of the position with a very small profit. And I did take a little bit of profit at this zone here. But we'll see how it goes. If it does pull down further here, that's great. We'll be taking profit at the next low, the lower low that it's forming. And hopefully the price doesn't get triggered at our lower high. I was hoping this to hold. We still got about a minute and 50 seconds, minute and 40 seconds until this candle closes. So if it's able to form a nice wick to the downside, obviously that would be terrific. If not, it looks a little bit less ideal, but we set it up and now it's just going to be waiting. And just making sure I gave enough room. Yeah, I definitely gave enough room between the spread. So that is that. Just looking at the other pairs we see in the markets. Ethereum definitely looking good on the way down. BNB still not making a move on the way down. But this could be a latecomer, right? Because if we have a ascending zone here, and if the price, if the momentum, if the market is still continuing to the downside, this ascending triangle could form a higher low, and then if we break it, that would be a good potential shift in trend where we could use that to find a good short entry. So we'll see what it does, and we're still in link here, and that's basically what we're going to be looking at right now. Now to the questions here. I think it's just a small pullback. Yeah, hopefully, I don't mind. I did put my stop loss just above the recent high there. So where I put it was above the recent high, like so. We got a nice little zone here. We can see it in the previous price action. It's a key zone where there's interaction within a price range. And we see I put my stop loss just above that zone, above a wick here, above a couple wicks right here. So if it does go at that zone, hopefully there's sellers present within the area. If it if it goes above, then that's unfortunate. We got wicked out again, but the market does look still strong to the downside. You know, the 5 minute just closed. I was really hoping to see this hold below on that previous 5 minute candle. Unfortunately, we didn't. We did take some profit at our first take profit there, so it's not the end of the world. But still, it would be nice to see the price go down a little further and then hit the rest of our take profit areas. Like we said, we did enter Ethereum here. Just looking at where the prices we got taken out right there, and I think that was our entry, or I forget which one it was. Somewhere around there. I got to look at the previous pictures. But overall, let's just look at the different questions here. I want to start investing. I'm 16. Dude, just paper trade. You can practice trading absolutely for free without actually putting any money into it. By the time you're actually able to trade and put money into it, you'll be so much better than everyone else around your age, you know. And for the first, I would say, you know, at least handful of months, 3 months, you're just wanting to learn
what price action is. How do you use the tools given to you to find opportunities? And then once you're able to find that, then you can say, okay, then I understand how to trade. And then the next step would be to understand the psychological aspect of it, which is a whole other ball game, because you got to first learn how TA works and first how to use price action and find opportunities. And then the second tier of understanding is then being able to manage your emotions, manage the system that you're trying to implement within the market. And it sounds easy, but when there's money on the line, it's definitely very challenging. Like, for example, right now, it would be really easy for me to just take this profit because I'm up just some percentages, I don't exactly know. Let's say 2.25, and I was up like 3.3 at one point or whatever. But patience is very, very important. And I don't know if I'm going to hit my take profits of like 3.534 risk rewards. I have no idea. I'm just trading every single trade. I'm treating it similarly. So then it's a dependable, systematic way of approaching the markets. So then I can replicate the system over and over and over again, and then see what needs to be tweaked, see what needs assistance or tweaking in order to best make my trading more profitable or better, or reduce my risk, or whatever the case may be. So there's tools for that. We have a very, very in-depth Excel sheet that allows people to understand what they're doing well, what they need to be working on, and we do show videos of that on YouTube. If you want to check out exactly how the Excel works, check out our YouTube video on that. Very, very informative. It took years. It's been a multi-year process to actually build the Excel sheet in terms of like the additions that we're putting in it. But we're always continually trying to think of new ways to help people and improve their trading altogether. So yeah, that's your answer, Edwin. Hopefully you are able to act on it and try paper trading. It will help you tremendously if you're actually trying to pursue trading as a career. I feel like it might test the trend line again. Yeah, this zone right here might not. We'll see how this closes. We got still a minute left. BTC is going in a bearish trend. We see on the Heikin Ashi 15-minute chart for BTC, we got two stronger candles to the downside with significant sell pressure compared to the recent price action. So it is showing a potential move to the downside. But we don't want to push our luck here, because looking at the hour chart on Link, which is this guy right here, we do see we are at a pretty key zone within the chart. So, took some profit here. We'll see what the next candle brings. We might have to take a little bit of profit here, which is not ideal. Maybe a little bit more, and then move my stop loss above the recent high. If it hits it, it hits it. That's fine. We're going to try to extract as much money as we can out of each trade. The order book definitely looks a little bit more bearish right now, but obviously that changes very often, and I have been looking at the time in sales, and it's been somewhat even, a little bit more towards the people hitting the bid, which is more bearish, whereas if you're going to hit the ask, it's obviously a little more bullish, but we'll see how it goes. We got 10 minutes still for the 15-minute candle to close, so we got a little bit of time. Now candle just closed. Let's see how it's going to react. Let's just see here. Looking at the order book as well, not seeing a lot of sell pressure in the market right now. Actually seeing a little bit more buy volume. But we've got a decent wave of sellers there. But BTC is dropping a little bit more. But let's just look here. Nothing to do right now other than watch and slowly take in what is happening with many different pairs here. BTC is trying to test its previous low. We can see this low right here. We still got a decent amount of time, but we're going to remain pretty cautious, pretty patient. I think what I might do is try to maybe put the stop loss here. Let's just put that back. I just want to see what the percentage it would be from here to here. So it's like 0.7%, so it's not a tremendous amount, but Let's see what the market's doing here on the other side. Different alts. Ethereum's bleeding hard. Wow, Ethereum's going down. XRP is not so much. XRP is holding up a little bit more. And then TRX is what we're on right now. Looking at the other alts, might take some off here because XRP is holding. Ethereum's dropping quite a bit. Let's just see what the market does. Order book's a little bit more bullish at the moment, but we'll see what the market does here. So we're currently looking for... Okay, got the entry here. Potential, if it goes down a little bit more, if it kind of smacks that 2 risk reward again, I might take a little bit more out of my position because it seems like it's hesitating a little bit more. And with the hour chart, we don't want to push our luck here. It's kind of coming to a nice level of support where we could get the squeeze coming in more. And I don't want to hold on for that squeeze. I just want to get my quick risk reward and get out of there. And that's kind of what I like to look for day trades. So I'll see if the price is kind of able to come down a little bit further and push closer to the risk reward of 2 to 1. And then I'll look to potentially take a little bit more profit off the table. So we'll see what it does here. Not a whole lot. I feel like it might test the trend. Yep. So if it breaks 3.152, we're going down. 3512, 3512. Yeah, I can see that. Welcomes you here. The Kitty Girls. Okay. Interesting. UDIC, I thought you only trade on larger time frames. Everyone can switch up. That's not a worry. Still got a minute left. I think the price come really, really close to it here. Looking at the different markets here. Looking at BTC. That's not dropping a tremendous amount. We see more buy volume coming in to some degree. You see a little bit of a flip here. Yeah, more buy volume going to come in. And then we got an injection of sell pressure. Let's just see what it's going to do. Right, looking for, not really seeing any questions on the YouTube as well. So we're just being patient. We got another 5-minute candle to close here very shortly. And if it closes a little bit further down, I'll definitely look to try to get a few more profits off the table there. And seeing where the market is going to go from there. So we got the candle to close right now. Let's see what the next candle is going to do. I think what I'm going to do is just take some off right now as is because it's not ideally at our low yet. But at the end of the day, I'd rather just take the trade and move on here. Just looking to see at the order book. There's definitely a decent amount of sellers coming into the market. Hopefully it smacks it down a little bit. And then we get a nice little rebuy entry here. Coming pretty close. Coming pretty close. Let's see if we get that wave to smack it down. Not yet. How do you think BTC will move in the near future and far in the future? So in the near future, I'm bearish. In the far future, I'm bullish. Basically, check out the BTC market updates that we do every single day if you'd like to know how we view the markets. And you'll be able to gauge pretty well exactly how we are viewing the markets every single day because we provide a BTC market update every single day. So I think at this point, it's really getting close to the risk reward of 2. I think there's someone came home. I do want to say hi. So I think I'm going to take a little bit more off at this point right here. And then let's just see, because there's a decent amount of sellers on the order book here. And looking at the different pairs within the market, definitely seeing things drop a little bit. And let's just see if we're able to get one last push here. Okay, so I got a little bit more off right there. Let's just get this guy. Oh my gosh, that's very long. So we got another take profit right there. And we got a little bit left here. 350. Where's that one again? 1530. So we got out 8. Five, 3, 8. Okay, so that's our take profits so far, and then we got one last one here. Ideally, we'd like to get it closer to the 3, like we said before. But we will see how the market reacts. Still got a decent amount left here. Let's just set our stop loss to just this zone right here. Pushing the stop loss down further and further. That's what we're looking to do. And then we'll get this. All right. And I will buy the rest if it goes above that zone there. All right, so I set a stop loss. We are taking profits 1.9 to risk reward, not the most optimal, but I set a stop loss just here. So if it does break below it, or sorry, if it does break above the recent high there, I'm going to take it out because I don't want to hold throughout those whole trend here. I just wanted the one strong push from our entry, kind of a strong push to make the lower high. We did make a lower high, not as significant as I wanted, so I still think that we could make a little bit lower of a high. I put the stop loss here. We still have a little bit of capital within the position, and we're looking to take the rest of it out, ideally at a risk reward of 3.5, maybe 4. Looks like we see that there is a pretty big wick here, so we could see another strong push to the downside. That would be ideal, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe this next candle is able to provide the maybe 3.8 for risk reward. That would be a really good situation for us to be in. So we'll see how the market reacts. We'll see what it does. But regardless, we are going to be emotionless. We're just going to basically take it as it comes, be completely disconnected from the, I guess, money or the, I guess, outcome of it. Just making sure we're managing it very, very well. 5-minute time frame. How do you think BTC will move? Yep, so 5-minute time frame. It's on trend line. 30-minute. So we're making a move to the downside. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate your videos since I'm still getting into trading. Yeah, no problem. We do this because of that. To educate people, because I do think that people should have the ability to learn how to trade, because if you want to, it's a very, very great opportunity for those who are willing to put in the work, put in the effort, and put in the time and energy to really learn how the market works in terms of how to find opportunities that present themselves in a way that give you a skewed risk reward. So then you have an edge, basically, is what you're trying to find. What do you
editing. I'm not editing anything. Nick Gurr. I have 40K in mutual funds and I list almost $300. And I list or lost almost $300 already? Lost. Okay, there it is. Yeah, it's really unfortunate, man. I'm really sorry to hear about that. It just keeps going down. I want to trade my 40K. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. If you have no prior experience in the markets, I think that's a little bit sketchy in my opinion. But, you know, totally up to you. I just think going from not trading at all to trading 40K of your capital is a pretty big shift, and especially if you're kind of banking on it. But yeah, that's your call. That's a tough one to kind of decide. But I do think that anyone can do it for sure, especially if you're longer term. It's a little bit easier to learn because you don't have to be so active. But yeah, it depends on what you're wanting, what your investment style is, what you're trying to invest in. Are you more of like a buy and hold an index like the SPY or like a Russell 2000 or a Dow Jones? Like, are you a person? Basically it. So Link is moving down. Good to see. We still got a minute for this candle to close. We're now basically at maybe 2.4 of a risk reward. Maybe 2.5. Definitely looking like it's more 2.4. But we made a lower low, which is good to see. My emotion. Oh, I got a bunch of stuff. I just want to invest getting a lot of money doing retest on the trend line. They just picked popular companies like Apple and Microsoft. My emotions lull. Yeah, so like when you're a trader, there's emotions, right? It depends on how fast you're trading, but if you're in a drawdown, if you're in a difficult position, you're going to have those situations. So I'm thinking about taking my profit if it hits this green line here pretty quickly because it's looking like it's going to drop a little bit more, but I don't want to be too greedy. 30 more seconds till the candle closure, and I think my day is done. Made some pretty good profit, and I'm just going to say hi to the people that came home, which I love, and then maybe trade a little bit tonight, and then start some dinner going. It's like 4:30 right now, but pretty good day today. Pretty happy with it. So we got a strong move to the downside, and I bought in. So that is my trade. Let's see the exact and then market sell that. Okay, so I'm done for the day. Wait, yeah, hold your position. I'm kind of done for the day. Yeah, it could possibly go down 100%, but at the end of the day, you know, XRP, if it pushes, pulls back, looks like a really good opportunity. This is also an opportunity. Ooh, this is a really good opportunity here. Look at that. Okay, so this is a few positions we could be putting on in the near-term future, but like I said, we don't want to be just pushing, not our luck, but you know what I mean? Like, let's look at this. Could have squeezed a little bit more out there, but let's look at this here. But first, I'm going to say hi. I'll probably start this up again, but I'm going to say hi to I Am Canadian. I hopefully you don't lose 40K, my man. I really hopefully think that you will not lose your 40K. XRP potential, Ethereum potential, BNB again with the potential. So it looks pretty good. We'll see if we're able to get in here. So we got a really good trade for a previous. And then I'm going to cut it here. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me on this TikTok live. We'll probably do another one a little bit later today. And until next time, happy trading.